there, welcome back guys. In this video we're going to be showing you how to install WordPress on your Macintosh or PC. The process is still the same. Maybe you want to make a website for your cat, your dog, your new cooking, baking business, or maybe your drone photography, right? Your drone videos. You want a website for that. So without any further ado, let's get started. I'll show you some of the basic. It'll be a 3-part series, and knowing that moving forward, after that, you'll be on your own. So let's get started. So you're going to want a few applications on your machine. As you can see here, I'm just going to push everything so that you guys can actually see what it is exactly you'll have to download. There'll be a link in the description down below to get the stuff that you need. As you can see, we're going to open up Chrome. I'm using Chrome. You could use whatever browser you want. Sublime Text is a text editor that will allow you to edit some of the PHP files, JavaScript files, and other files that you might need that require a text editor or CSS files when building a website. Okay, knowing that moving forward, hopefully you've already downloaded it. If not, again, there's a link in the description. And then we want to go to WordPress. WordPress.org. There are a couple of WordPress sites out there. It's hard to find the real one, but the real one is .org. And as you can see, get WordPress, and it should download. Where did it go? Right here, WordPress 6. See, it downloads. For me, it'll be on my desktop. For you, it will be wherever you have your designated downloads to be and go. Now that we got that out of the way, we're going to shrink this down a little bit. See, and there's the WordPress. And we're going to click here. It'll extract. See, right there, it's called WordPress. And this one you want to keep somewhere safe, local, or you can always download it again from the source. But sometimes if your internet's not working and you need a working version of the WordPress, you'll just do that. And as you can see, I'm backing it up onto an external drive. Knowing that moving forward, I can delete the other one. And see, this is it right here. So you want to name this folder whatever your future website's going to be. This way, moving forward, when it comes to doing the redirects, you're not going to have any trouble relabeling everything or doing a find all with the text, because your folder is going to be called whatever your site is. Okay, so we're going to call it my site 2027. Okay, and then leave it like that. Now you're going to take that site, my site 2027, and we're going to open up any folder on your Mac, and we're going to go to right here, your home folder. See where your house is, and you see there should be a folder called sites. Take that and just put it there. See, right there, drag it in there. So this way it's always on the side, because you're always going to have to revert back to it and find it again. And then we're going to go here to lists, view by list, and then just drag it in there. See, my site 2027. All right, knowing that and moving forward, now we're going to open up MAMP Pro. Hopefully you have downloaded MAMP Pro. There'll be a link to that one in the description in case you're wondering. This is it right here. We'll just open up a new one so you know exactly what the splash page will look like. MAMP Pro, which is right here. Oops, it's a local host. MAMP Pro download. Okay, and there it is right here. This should be the one. Okay, and you'll select download for Windows or Mac. Again, these 3 links will be there for you, so don't worry. And then we'll shrink that in. All right, so now we're going to launch MAMP Pro, and we're going to create a new web experience. Okay, so click on the plus thing right here. Leave it as empty. Select continue, and we'll call it my site 2027. Okay, and the folder, remember the folder, we put it in the sites folder, so we'll choose it. See, there it is right there. Open and create site. Now, in order to see the site, see the server already loaded automatically. This is the one you want to be highlighted on, my site 2027. And then what we'll do is we'll select open in Chrome or whichever browser you want. And then we'll select advanced. By default, websites need an SSL certificate. Since we're doing things local on your computer, there's no need for one. You could simulate a fake ticket certificate with MAMP Pro, but I don't recommend it because it'll screw things up later on when it wants the real one. So just leave it as is. Click advanced. See, proceed to my unsafe site. Remember, it's local, so it doesn't really matter. It's on your computer. Select continue, and now this is where then the nitty-gritty comes in handy. You're going to need a database name, database username, database password, database host. Okay? Knowing that, moving forward, let's go back into MAMP Pro. See? So we're here. So now you're going to go here to Tools and select MySQL. Open up. See, select that one in case you're wondering. We went to, in case that was too fast for some of you guys, we went to Tools and then MySQL, open PHP MyAdmin. See that? And that created a website. Well, took you to the website that's hosted locally. We're going to go to databases, and we're going to create a new database. We're going to call this test site 4. Okay. Click create, and we'll need tables. Just call it WP. We can change that later when it comes to the security features, and then we'll call this WP. Just put for the name down here. So you have WP for your tables, WP for name, and now we'll click save. And then voila. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go home, and we're going to select, where is it? User accounts. See that? And we're going to create a new user. Okay? So the new user is going to be, we're going to click down here at the bottom, add user account, and we'll call it Louis. Okay? Host, local host. Password will be 123456. And then you can retype it 123456, and then we'll select here, check all global privileges. We'll give them all privileges, okay? Because there's going to be an admin, right? And then we'll select go, and don't worry about that. We can no need to check it. And see, you added a new user. Kind of neat, huh? So now we can close that. We can close that, and now we have a database name, we have a username, we have a password, and a host that we just did. Okay, knowing that and moving forward, you're like, oh no, wait, I don't remember what it was called. That's okay, we just closed it. But if we go to tools and you go to MySQL, open admin, okay, and then we created databases, which is right here, and test site 4, right? And then we have our user and accounts was Louis, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into here, leave that like that. All right, now we're gonna open up our directory again, our sites folder, and go to my site 2027, right? And then click on the folder that's WP config sample, and now we'll go here. So see, database name, DB is for database name, and then we'll call it my site 2027, I believe it was, my site 2027. And then we'll go, username was Louis, right? Was L-O-U-I-E. Oops. L-O-U-I-E. Password, which was 123456. And then we'll close it, and just double check that your by default, you see your tables and prefix was WP, which was what we set to. But if you change that to something else, you'll do that here. You know, you'll put whatever it is that you put. And now we'll close it. We'll save it. And now we continue where we left off. If we go back to MAMP, okay, now we'll click open in Chrome or Safari or Firefox. Continue. And then we'll select let's go. Database name, which was my site. Oops, my site 2027. Username was Louis. Password was 123456. And then local host, and we remember we prefix the table prefix WP, and password double check. Now moving my site, not my site, but my site. Make sure your spelling is correct, because if it's not going to create database. Okay, we'll select submit. My site C 2027. So let's make sure that the database is there. We'll select here databases. Test site 4. See, I messed up already. That's okay. So what we do is we'll try again, and we'll call it database name was test site, right? 4. Okay. Knowing that, moving forward, we'll hit submit and close that. Run installation. See, it's moving forward. And again, if you forget, just go back into the databases and you'll know the name of it, as you know it was test site 4. Okay, WordPress installation, we're going to call it, what do we want to call it? I think my cat, my dog, my cooking, or my cooking site for you. See that? Username was Louis. And the password, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can change that later. Password's very weak. Confirm use of weak password. Remember, this is local on your computer. It's okay. Your email address, use a real email address, because you could always do a redirect if you forget your password. And then we'll do, so I'll use a gmail.com. And then discourage search engines from indexing the site. So if we did this up in the cloud, you would want to discourage the search engines from indexing it, because most likely you'll have 2 versions of your site. One, a pilot, like a test site, where you push test, want to test out a plugin, test out your CSS code, test out your JavaScript or whatever, on not your real site, but the dummy site. And then if all that works, then you push it to your real site. So never run any tests or changes on a real web page. Always do it on a, especially with WordPress. We'll always do it on the dummy site or the local site, the off-site site. Because with WordPress, if you break one thing, sometimes it can break many other things. Okay, knowing that and moving forward, now we're going to select WordPress, and then we'll discourage it, because remember, this is on the computer. See right here, there's Louis. Now we'll log in, and I'll type in Louis, password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can select remember me, because you're going to be logging in a lot. It could take weeks, months, days to build a website. Knowing that and moving forward, see, now we're in. You got your first website. If we go here, open link in new window, and it's right over here. This is just a regular blog post, but we want a page, right? So in order to get a page, we have to choose a theme. So we'll go here, we'll go to appearance. See, we have 2 themes now. You can download many themes. We'll save that part for another video, and we'll select activate. And now you can customize it, right? Or if we go here, we can visit site since it's been activated, and there it is. There's your new sample website. Now you're sort of live, but not really live, because it's all local. Seeing right there, my site 2027, and you can go here to edit it to your dashboard. So you want a page. I want to add a new page, and you can choose from different pages, because this theme has pages. So let's choose. This looks like a nice page. Yeah, maybe this one. See? And then I can change the name of the page. We'll call it New Pies, right? And then, of course, you'll have to edit it by changing the images and stuff like that. But we'll just publish it for now. Publish. And you see, right there, we'll have to change that in a bit. And visit page, open page, in new window. See, New Pies. We have New Pies, sample page. Right, this is a sample page. And then you have this page. See, you have your home page. So if we go here, and if we go to edit site, and then we can, I don't like those pop-ups, so we'll go here. We'll click home, select home, or whatever you want to call it, home page, and then you have your other pages there. So then when I save it, right, it's already saved. And so now, if I go back here and go back into your templates, go back into design, and then go back here, visit site. See, now it says home page, and then I have New Pies and the sample page. Sample page can be what's new, right? Or about us, let's call it that. Go to edit page and then call it about us, okay? About us, call it Kate's Pies or Cakes or whatever, and then save it. That's right. And then if we go here, we go back again. Oops, go back. We'll leave it, and then see about us, Kate's Pies. And what we'll want to do is see how it says page ID 2. We don't want that. So what we want to do is want to go here. I'll go to our settings, and permalinks, and then right here, post name or even page name. So let's click there, and then we'll save changes. So now if we go back, open link in new window, my site, see, sample page, and then here, new pies. So you'll have to name it. This works for search engine optimization, so that moving forward, you know, it helps with the search, and most likely you'd write something a little bit longer. And then we'll go here, edit, oops, we'll go to edit page, see? And then you can do all that here, or in the back door. In the back door it actually works a little bit better, because then the name will actually take. So if we go here, we go dashboard, and then go to pages. Whoops, things are glitching out a little bit. And then Kate's pies, see, new pies. And then the editor, author is me. And then privacy, you know, you decide what you want to go there. And then I believe that's pretty much it. So if you have plugins, we'll cover plugins in another video. Users, we already did that through the back door, but moving forward you could do that from here. So if you want to add a user, create a user, just do that from here. No need to go back into the PHP my admin. Profiles all here. You can change stuff, right, from this particular instance. Here you have your tools, you have your site health, etc. And again, you have your settings at the bottom. Experiment with it, go down everything. You have your writing, you look at that. You have your discussion. Sometimes you know you can limit things and customize things there. You have your media. Make sure you know you can set your thumbnail size, your medium size, your whichever size. If you're having trouble with that, you do that here. Again, I showed you what the permalinks are, and that changes it, so that's the name. Okay. And privacy, as you can see from here, but you also might want to do, I believe it's in the dashboard. And then if you go home, and you go to updates, you can switch to automatic updates and maintenance. You decide. WordPress can sometimes things crash. If you have custom CSS, custom plugins, don't do the auto update. Do it manually. This way you can back it up and pull down the files that you'll need to push back to where they need to go after the update, because sometimes updates will break your site. And then you're like, wait, where's the CSS? It's gone. No, it's not gone. It's still there, but now you have to put it back again, as long as you backed it up. It's gone if you didn't back it up. But again, decide whether you want to do auto or whichever. Knowing that, and moving forward, and let's see, let's go back. Visit site, we'll click open in a new window. This is just some of the basics. Everything is there on the side. You know, you decide, and see, there's our little home page. Kind of neat, huh? And then you'll have to go in, like again, when you select edit page, you're gonna have to go and edit everything, like whether, you know, this is not going to be you, that image is not going to be you, all that other fun stuff. And then you click the edit site button, and that brings you there. See? But we'll go more in depth behind the scenes moving forward, so that you guys can customize things, and we'll go over some of the security features too. Anyway, gotta love it. Kind of neat, huh? I believe that's pretty much it. Some of the basics on WordPress to help get you started. And in part 2, we'll cover up some more. We'll make things a little bit prettier, change some of the images so that things work just right for you. Anyway, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below, or ideas for other videos. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.